Good morning and welcome to Glencoe. Today I'm literally in Glencoe village. The main glen is up to my left, and out here we have Loch Leven, and I'm going to do a little bit of accessible photography very close to my caravan. The only thing I've lost just now is my dog. Are you coming? Or do you want to stay here? Come on. You're staying here. Okay, do you want to go in the car? You want to jump in? In you go then. In you go. Your bum's really wet. Okay, sorry. Right, be back soon. So let's start again. Yep, heading to the edge of the campsite on the loch itself, and the reason being is the hill that's lighting up across the water. There's boats just in front, there's the village itself, and when I came out a few minutes ago it was a lovely warm light on the hill. It was just starting to glow, and it's getting brighter. I'm expecting it to get even brighter. So let's see. There's some nice birds in the water there. There was a heron there yesterday, but I'm going to shoot this way just now, get this reflection. The hill and beyond, for reference, it's Ballyhoolish Bridge over there. Okay. I'm going to use the rocks in the water as foreground. There's rocks under the water and there's rocks at the edge as well. So use those as foreground interest. And in case you wonder why I'm talking quite quietly, it's like a campsite full of people who are still asleep. But let's just set up. So what I need to do is find a bit of balance. What I did yesterday when I came out was I was down here and it was a bit of an angle, so I really want the rocks to be directly in front of me, but I want to check what it's like underwater. There's not a lot of rocks underwater. Over here there are. I get some nice underwater rocks and a bit of seaweed. So I could go with foreground interest and use the rocks down here, or I could just literally sit on top of the rocks and have the reflection only, which is quite nice, but I'll try both. A nice bit of cloud on the hill as well, that's looking excellent. So, not sure how much you can see here. This is what I'm setting up. The hill there, and let me just adjust that. So I want to get balance, but the whole system there, the whole island, it looks like an island, looks lovely. I'll go for that first. So I'll release the ball, widen it a bit, and do that. So that looks good. I'm taking the peak that's in the sun. The wooded area is now lit up as well, which is quite nice. And it goes right out to Ballyhoolish Bridge. Ballyhoolish Bridge is here, and up the hill, and apparently that's Schoolhouse Ridge or Schoolhouse Peak or something. Oh, just took a picture. Well, let's get this set up. So I prefer to look through rather than losing live view. I get a better idea of what I'm looking at. Live view, I can never quite see it properly. Look through there, get the exposure set. There we go. So that's the first image. So what I'm doing is I'm photographing this lovely range of hills in front of me, which is catching the morning light. The sun has really just come up over the hills behind me, the mountains behind me, like form part of the main Glencoe valley. So it's really just started to light up. It's catching the boats in the foreground at Glencoe Yacht Club, and Balhulish Bridge over there is lit up. The hills beyond aren't looking so lit up, but I'm just concentrating on this section here. So let's have a wee look. A bit of shadow on here so you can see the image on the GoPro. That looks okay. I'm happy with that. And I'm just going to, I don't want a live view. So look through that, make sure the balance is right, make sure the exposure is right. So I'm shooting at the moment at, let's see what my ISO is, 100. I'm going to set ISO down to 64. It's slightly underexposed there. Put that back there. That looks okay. I'm going to check my horizontal. My horizontals are always out. That's not bad, that's not bad. So on 64 ISO, 3/20 at f5, I don't want to be on f5. So adjust, let's make this, because I've got the shadow, I've got the reflections quite close to me. I'm going to put it to f16, and that takes the exposure down to a 30th. So because it's a fairly slow exposure, I'm going to put a timer on that. So when I press the button, it gives me a few seconds before it goes click. And you end up with that image there, which looks okay. That looks nice. What I want to do though is double check that I've got the focus right. And I remembered for a change to bring my reading glasses. And I'm going to flick this out so I can see it. Put the screen on and then zoom in as far as I can. And I'm looking at that and going, is that in focus? I think the screen's a bit blurry, but it's not looking great to be honest. Right, it looks like there's a bit of, like I'm really pixel peaking here, peeping. Doesn't look great. I'm wondering if the lens needs to be given a little polish. I did it yesterday. Should be fine, and I don't have what I need. I gave that a proper clean yesterday. So what I do again is go back into live view and then focus on a particular point, which would be the boats. Lock the focus, and I got my focus peaking coming up on the boats at f16. It's peaking on the ridge just in front of me. I would like to see it peaking on the ridge beyond, so I'm going to take a picture of that. So I'm not sure if you can see this. So I've got focus peaking showing in here and around the ridge, but nothing over the top ridge. So I'm going to take that picture just now. Okay. It's looking a bit underexposed, and I'm going to move the focus up to the top of the hill. So right on the ridge line, focus on that, and that's in focus. That was in focus. But it's just not showing the peaking. But just to be sure, take a picture of that as well. And that's what we end up with. It looks a bit dark. Is it actually dark, or is it just because it's really bright here? I think that's fine. That is absolutely fine. So now I'm going to aim at the main hill itself. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to ignore the reflection. I'm just going for the boats and the hill. We've still got some cloud there, but not a lot. Okay. Slightly underexposed. Take that and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to do the same again and zoom in on that. Make sure the boats aren't burning out. That looks okay. And the hill, it's okay. I think we're expecting far too much from our cameras these days. We really are. Especially with an older camera like this. Now, my horizontal is that good. Not bad. This time I'm going to pull back. drop it down. And I'm going for the reflection and getting balance with the reflection, and I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is get equal distance top and bottom. It's not quite there. Let's put it on live view. Actually, let's record this. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to do is, it's a slightly different frame because it's set for video now. So see how the shadow is, the reflection is balanced top and bottom. So this area here and this area here is the same amount of sky. And that should then be able to take a picture. I would be focusing on this area here at f16 to make sure everything's in focus. I could focus a bit here and make sure it's focusing that way, but it's actually fine working there. It seems to work just as well. I'm quite happy with that. So for the GoPro, you'll see the change from that aspect ratio to that aspect ratio, but the balance above is still the same. So I'm going to move very slightly, and not that one, turn around here. And what I want to do is get the bright houses, the bright green grass, and then the darkness of the reflection. And I can only go in so far with this lens. Oh, I keep adjusting the wrong thing here. Right. So in this, I'm going to show you on video again. So in this, I've got the houses there, and the outer view is like this. I really want to zoom in, but I don't want to have any of this light showing here or above. So go in as far as I can and maybe do that and just get that brightness with the dark around it. So as I'm setting this up, the sky is showing at the top, but I'm going to crop that. So make sure it's nice and level, make sure the focus is back on. Right, I'm now at a fourth of a second at f16. So I don't actually need to be on f16 now, so I'm going to take that to f8, 15th of a second, on 2 second timer. There we go. That looks overexposed. Let's do that again. Right, 40th of an image, 40th of a second, f8, and it gives me still quite a dark image, but it's not as dark. That's not bad. That's not bad, and that was at a 70th. So I think I'm going to call it a morning and go get some breakfast, and the midges are attacking me. The other thing I could do is put the wide angle lens on and get what's in the water. I might just do that quickly as an example, but the sunlight is going, so I'll be quick with that just to show as an example of another shot. Right, the sensor got cleaned yesterday. I'll probably be needing it cleaned again soon. So from here, can I get what I wanted? I think we need to go over there. So switch the camera on to record, and you can see what I'm looking at. So I've got rocks underwater here, and they do show. I'm just going to brighten this up so you can see the rocks under the water quite clearly, and it gives a bit of foreground interest. I could get closer, but nah. And how do I want this to be? Something like that maybe. I could probably be lower. I could probably get a bit lower, and that would give it a bit more sky and a bit more balance. And if it was very low, I'd reduce the amount of water here as well. And of the foreground, a bit of reflection, and then the hills. But I don't think I can get that low. Let me try. Let's see if I can get down a bit closer to the water's edge without getting my feet wet, because I've got not waterproof footwear, and this is really unstable. Big rock. not the most accessible. Okay, so I'm going to move one leg to the back like that. Okay, so that's a lot better. So let's see what we get now. It's still not as low as I'd like it to be, but what I could do is change this. Don't know if you can see because you're behind me now. So what I've done is I've put the camera into the vertical and get the balance right there. I can't put video on now. And then see what that looks like. So I'm going to focus quite close in. Took an image there. Then I'm going to focus. Oh, wait for it to stop showing the image. So here, I'm going to take an image there on that rock. Wait for that to clear. Then take an image up there on that rock there, and that should give me something. The sky there isn't burnt out, okay? So I'll be able to bring that back, and the shadows will all come out as well in post. So I've got that F8. If I make that F16, I got more latitude for, so I'm adjusting that there, I got more latitude for stitching. So let's see what that looks like. So let's just take an image, let's do this again, repeat it. Now, when it did that, you can actually see the rocks appear. That was quite good. Then take a picture there. You see the focus hunting when I did that. There you go. That is me, because if you look at the scene, the sun's gone completely. This is Glencoe for you. The sun doesn't stay here for very long. So yeah, that's it. The sun is gone off the scene. So it's time for me to go as well. Go and get some breakfast. So this was the first shoot from the Glencoe area. I'm going to be exploring in the next couple of days and showing you some other scenes that are very accessible. And there's two reasons for that. One, I've been ill for a year, getting a lot better, but also Duke is getting a lot worse. So he's not walking very far, if anywhere at all at the moment. In fact, he didn't want to come back to here from the caravan, which is a very short distance. He's been swimming in the water, so he's quite happy, but he's not walking very far. He's got sore paws, and he's just generally not as fit as he should be, or could be, because he's old and overweight, and we are trying to get the weight down, and I'm blethering again. So yeah, you won't see me going very far on the next few videos, but please tune in, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and thank you if you have, and press the like button. That helps an awful lot. And I shall see you next time in Glencoe up there, and you can come here at some time to do the same, and remember to get out, take pictures, and have fun. See you soon.